Welcome everybody to iRacing's Oval ARCA series. I'm Joe Wright. Tonight I'm joined by Dustin Dean. How's it going, Dustin? You ready for some ARCA series?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for some ARCA series racing at Atlanta, and it's going to be a heck of a race. I mean, you got this Atlanta track that goes from loose to tight, back to loose, and you just never know what the track's going to do.
Yeah, so I've been talking to some of these guys in the race here tonight, and they said exactly what you said. It's a little bit treacherous for the first couple of laps, then she gets tight, and then she gets loose again. I think they run that right front off pretty fast here at Atlanta. Man, what do you expect to see? You got, 70 laps?
Yeah, I think last week at Rockingham we had a lot of cautions. I expect to see a whole lot fewer this week. Some of these drivers have at least one race under their belt that's not Daytona, and so that definitely helps things out. Um, but here tonight, I think there'll be a little bit more give and take than there was last week.
Yep, and this is our feeder series here in the iOS league. So it's iRacing Oval Series League, and then this is the ARCA cars. So these guys are all under 1800 I rating, but that doesn't mean anything. Some of these guys have some serious experience in the leagues. They just haven't done much official racing, right, Dustin?
Yeah, that's right. And I will say a lot of the times, they're new coming in, and maybe they haven't done that official racing like you're talking about. But this could in fact be their first ever hosted, league or sessions that they've been a part of. And so it's really cool to see the broad spectrum of drivers that we have. I know we have some drivers that have been in here for years that just, like you said, never do official races. But also we've got drivers that just started a couple months ago.
Yep. So I think correct me if I'm wrong, but TJ Floyd took the win at Daytona, correct?
Actually, Dylan Redding took the
Oh, that's
winning.
right.
Yeah, the win
Yep.
here in the ARCA series.
Yep. So ARCA series was Dylan Redding in week 1, and then who won last week?
Last week, that is a great question
Last week was
that
Brandon
I should have been prepared for.
Yeah, it was Brandon White. Yeah,
That's
Brandon
right,
White won it.
White. Yeah, he came out of there. We had some early leaders. I do remember now. We had early leaders coming out there, and then Brandon White took it out of nowhere when he did that strategy on pit road and just stayed out front. Never got past after that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that there's a strategy call where you keep tires to the end here. So they have one extra set of tires, and I think they were talking about 35 to 38 laps on a fuel run. So it's going to be right there in that window. How many laps are we doing? Are we doing 60 or 70 tonight?
I don't have the schedule up. I'm trying to.
That's all good.
60 laps here at Atlanta.
Yeah, the
at
HOTLANTA
90. That's right.
Yeah. So we got the HOTLANTA 90 60 lapper. So if 35 lap fuel run, we should, if it's green flag, one pit stop for fuel. That's also your opportunity to get tires. Now, I know what I would do, Dustin, but what would your strategy be?
Well, last week Brandon kind of proved my strategy wrong. I was going to say you never want to stay out there in front of everybody that's got tires, but he did it and was successful last week. So I say qualify out front, stay out front, try to avoid the chaos that I think is going to be in the middle of the pack, and pray. That's about it.
All right, we are just about done with practice, and we're going to be rolling into qualifying here. We see who can lay down that hot lap. They got 2 hot laps, so 1 out lap, 2 hot laps. And as you can see on the screen, you got some race info. If you want to take us through that, Dustin, if you can see it.
Yeah, looking at the weather, looking at a hot Atlanta, like we said, about 78 degrees there. Of course, clear skies, a little cloudy, but not too bad. Wind 2 miles per hour. And humid out here at Atlanta.
So it doesn't look like the track temp is going to be an issue early, but as that rubber lays down, we're going to start seeing some cars get a little bit loose. I'm kind of excited to see who can hang on to it and who can't. You're a real wheelman out there. You're going to be able to see who those guys are. Those guys that can overcorrect and catch it. And you're going to also see some guys, I think, make contact with that inside wall, especially coming off of turns 2 and 4.
Yeah, I'm going to be real interested to see how the high line really picks up as drivers start to get loose, like you said, down there on the bottom, and you can make it stick there on the high line, and you can really take advantage of it, at least for a little while, and then it'll start getting too tight on you.
So Noah Walter says you sound drunk, Dustin. And then
I'm
Austin
not.
Baylock said, no, he's not.
I am officially not drunk. I can call that.
And then he said, wait, did I say does? I meant does not. So there you go.
Oh,
I,
thank you.
I never thought you were. So I thought you were good.
I have not. I have to get up at 6 in the morning. I am not drunk officially.
You and me both.
Okay, that was awkward. But as we look at the board here, we got Dustin Buck sitting there at the top spot. He's running the only one under 31 flat right now. He's got 30.91.3 on the board. Looking really good. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to top that. That's a really fast lap around here. Dylan Redding does jump up to that second spot right now. He's got a 30.97. That's still 6/100ths off of that leader, Dustin Buck. Brian Murrell just took the third spot, and man, it is going crazy right now. This top five.
Ankle up to third, and Logan Hagerman, one of my Intensity Racing Team drivers, up to fourth. So,
yeah, as we see some drivers start to duck off here.
And it looks like that first out lap is the faster of the two from all the numbers that are coming in here.
Yeah, that's what I've just noticed. Nobody's really picked up on that second lap. Usually with the higher speed cars, you really take advantage of that second lap. But here tonight, these ARCA cars get up to speed a whole lot quicker, and that first lap really making it count. You see Brian Murrell trying to make his second lap faster. Logan Hagerman, he ducks off of here, coming off of turn number 2, and John Smith on the track.
And we're going to be missing our guy Eddie Morris tonight. He's going to be running the Omega Cup, trying to make that money. So good luck to him. I bet you there's some other drivers we might be missing here tonight as well.
He said he's going to split that money with me if he won tonight. Oh, me. Rob Hamilton there coming off pit road, it looks like. Rob Hamilton's currently in that 10th position. Zachary Cox in the 51. He's currently in, well, it just bumped down to 12th right now. He's on his second lap trying to make something happen here. Alan Warnicki. Looks like Alan does not have a lap yet, and so we'll be watching him as he makes his laps around here. Oh, got a little loose there off of 4. Thought he was going to get in the wall there. And first lap, he makes it up to the 6th position. Alan Warnicki, 31.065. Again, only 3 drivers under that 31 flat speed.
It's a tough track. It is a tough track to go out there and lay down a hot lap, knowing you got to do it fast. These guys at the top of the board laying down some blazing laps. So it's a tough place to go out there and do that.
Yeah, what I've just kind of noticed as we've been watching this is how the drivers, especially the drivers in the top 5, did not stay on the bottom of the track. Typically, that's where you want to be in qualifying. But they were just up off of that yellow or white line like you see Dave Wright right now. They found something out about this track. Maybe it's not the low line that's really going to take it. You see just off that white line, not that down there on it.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do coming to the line here. Is this his first lap?
It looks to be.
It'll be his second here.
Yeah, David Wright, 17th on the board right now.
Yeah, so, and just to put this into perspective, that's only 3/10. So the 17th, 3/10 off the pole, which is 30.91, so 4/10, just about 4/10 off the pole. It's a big difference on track, okay, Dustin, you know, when you start stepping out on people.
Yeah, it is a big difference. And all I can think about is, you know, last week at Rockingham, one of our biggest problem areas was the fact that people would just drive down into the corner without regard, it seemed like, to the car in front of them, and it would just turn them right sideways with these noses on these ARCA cars. And so hopefully we shouldn't have that much of a problem, as there's not as much braking going down to the corners, but we'll see. TJ Floyd up on the board, trying to make that top 5 at least.
TJ Floyd across the line. What's he got for us? He's going to jump up to
9th position, 31-11.
nice lap.
One driver I don't see in the field that was a big name last week, Dalton, or Dakota Camper, Dalton, Dakota Camper in that 3 car. He was up front a lot last week, and not really seeing him this week.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know what's going on with Dakota. He might be traveling like myself. Michael White on track now, and from Carina, Maine, age 29.
You mind reading off that sponsor for me, Joe? I can't tell what that says there.
There's a sponsor.
Oh yeah, he's got a sponsor on that beautiful paint machine.
I can't see it either. Honestly, I'm not even playing.
I can see it. I'm just messing with you. Let's.
Is that a D&I Designs vehicle?
No, it was not. No, it was not. It was how do I put this? Hygiene products.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's
Yes.
why I definitely. Good thing I couldn't see it.
Oh, we see Nick Ford coming out on the track now. He's in that 7 machine. He finished 5th last week. Not too shabby.
And it says he's racing for Dylan Ford's best friend, Sean Hawkins, Hawkeye. So maybe there's a story there. I'm not sure. We'll have to get with Nick if we can at some point.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Racing for Dylan Ford's best friend, Sean Hawkins. Okay, so we might have to radio him up before this race and just ask him real quick.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull him in after he gets done with this qual here.
Dean Qualley, speaking of Qualley, he taking his 2nd lap, it looks like, here.
So, yeah, Jackson's definitely going to be running for Dean this season. He's been kicking the tails out of these guys here in the ARCA series. He's up to 2nd in points currently, so that's pretty cool. And finishing with 2 top 5s in the first 2 races, so that's pretty awesome for him. Only 11 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he is phenomenal for his age. I mean, well, let's take this seriously, okay? He's phenomenal for a lot of these guys' ages.
Right. Up to 22nd on his first lap. Let's see what he can do as he comes around for his 2nd timed lap.
I imagine this lap will be a whole lot quicker. He got really loose down into turn 1 on last lap, so I imagine this lap will be a lot quicker.
Brian Morrell and Jackson Qualley are tied for first in points after 2.
And he's going to cross the line here. Let's see if that helps him out at all. It does. He jumps up to 2nd place there. We told you this 11-year-old was phenomenal. He,
Wow.
Yeah, him and Brett.
We just got an update from the producer that says that he's actually tied for 1st in points. So that's an interesting development as well. He's got a lot to race for tonight.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Nick Ford coming around for his 2nd and final lap. Gonna see what he can do here. And he stays in 29th place here. And we should see D Qualley, or Jackson Qualley, come off of this lap, and he does.
So the only drivers left now to turn a Q lap are Brandon White, Noah Walter, Derek Shiput, and Travis Paul.
And that is it. That's your
They're out of time. All right.
As we get that grid ready, we're looking at 34 total cars in the lineup tonight.
Pretty awesome stuff. We're going to start up on the pole. Dustin Buck bringing her home in that 1st spot. And Dean Qualley in 2nd. Dylan Redding 3rd. And Jeff Hinkle 4th.
In 5th, you have Alan Warnocky. 6th is Logan Hagerman. Will Cloud will start 7th. And Brian Murrell Jr. in the 8th spot.
Starting 9th on the inside is going to be John Smith in that 6 machine. The 10th place spot, the 09 of Michael White. TJ Floyd 11th. And Jacob Bowen 12th.
Zachary Cox will start P13. Brett Murrell 14th. Rob Hamilton in the 15th position. And rolling off 16th will be Taj Schott.
And the league owner, Max McLaren, that 19 machine is going to roll off 17th. Michael Lawrence in the 18th spot. Jimmy McFarland in that 20 machine is going to roll off 19th. And David Wright in the 18 rolling off 20th.
In row 11, we have Gregory Froenick in the 21st position, Jason Duckworth in 22nd, Michael Smith will roll off 23rd, and Mike Rentz will round out row 12.
Starting 25th, the 22 of Chris Wheeler, Mike Provault in the 95, Sylvan Seguin Mister in the 66 machine will roll off 27th, and Colton Kinsey in that number 4, Haley Deegan ride, 28th.
That's right. We have Nicholas Ford in the 29th position. I'll just read off the rest here. We got Gannon Cyphers in 30th. Travis Paul, 31st, did not make a qualifying run, as well as Noah Walter, Derek Chaput, and Brandon White will start 34th tonight.
All right, 60 laps of action from Atlanta Motor Speedway. One set of tires, one reset, which means that these guys get into a little early wreck, man. They might be in some trouble here later on, because I think they're going to be a bit racy, especially in the last 10 or 15 so laps. So.
All right, let's take a look at Nick Ford again. I know we talked about getting him in the booth and asking what he was racing for. You still wanting to do that, Joe?
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, we're going to bring Mr. Nick Ford on into the booth, and I'll let you chat with him.
Hey, Nick, it's Joe and Dustin in the booth. You got us? Nick, you there?
It looked like he wanted to be.
Yeah. All right, so maybe we'll try to get with him at the end of it. All right, looks like the 68 machine on the inside line. Dustin Buck's going to lead us over here to the green flag, and Jackson Qualley on the outside. Watch that, the 11 machine. Dylan Redding sneaking up in there in that top 3.
Absolutely. We have, like we said earlier, only 60 laps here at Atlanta. And it's going to be going by quick here. As that pace car ducks on off, we'll get the green flag.
Uh-oh, we already got a car to the left. There's a stack up on the inside line there. And they're racing. Dustin Buck's going to take a sizable lead. Dylan Redding to the inside under Jackson into turns 1 and 2. Dylan Redding to the inside now. And Dustin, I've lost you if I can't tell already. All right, and still nothing from you, Dustin. As they go down the backstretch, got Dustin Buck leading the race. Dylan Redding really looking underneath now into turns 3 and 4.
And I am back. We do have Dylan Redding there trying to make a run on Dustin Buck in the early laps.
There you go.
Go change his underwear.
And Dustin Buck will lead this field. Dylan Redding right there on him as they go down into turn 3 and 4. He's going to try to make something happen here. He's going to get that draft, I think, off of turn 4 and maybe make a run down the front stretch. Or who knows, maybe he's content early on in this race just to stay behind him. He does make a move down to the low side, but he tucks back in behind him. And in third spot, Jackson Qualley just kind of hanging out there watching what unfolds here.
Yeah, Dustin Buck still leading this thing. Dylan Redding down the backstretch, looking underneath him again. Let's see if he got anything for him here heading into 3.
He's got a lot better run that time.
When you were talking,
And he be neck and neck coming off the turn. I'm trying to see who's going to lead this lap. Dylan Redding leads this lap.
oh, I'll turn it off. I can hear
And they stay side by side. I think Dustin's going to have to give it up here. He finally does. And that will put Dylan Redding as your leader second, Dustin Buck, and Jackson Qualley sitting there in the third position.
Jackson Qualley just saving those tires, taking his time here, watching the action from behind, not beating that thing up. Really, really smart race right now by Jackson, if you ask me. Looking a little bit of pressure there. 27 looking underneath the 72 machine of Alan Warnicki. Logan Hagerman looking for that next position.
Well, not only is he saving tires, but he's also got to be saving gas back there in the draft. He's got just enough draft, but not putting any pressure on him. And so maybe he is saving fuel. Maybe that's part of his strategy.
You say that, and then now he's looking for that second spot. We'll see what he can do here. Jackson all over that second place of Dustin Buck.
Yeah, I'm watching Dustin Buck closely on my screen, and man, he is really throwing it down into the curves. And so I don't know how long those tires are going to last. He is just throwing that car into the corners.
It's a nice little green flag run we have here, 7 laps in. I don't want to jinx it, but I'll tell you what, if this thing goes green all the way, we're going to see some really big strategy between fuel and tires here toward the end of this thing.
And as I mentioned, Dustin Buck slowly losing pace to our leader, Dylan Redding. We got a great battle here in the back. Whoa. One car up in the wall.
Yeah, Jacob Bowen trying to make that pass for 9th, but man, that guy that they were passing, they went by him like he was sitting still. I don't know what was going on with him in the wall there.
Yeah, it looked like he was coming down the track. I guess nobody got into him. No caution, at least for right now. Got a great battle right here.
Yep, still a great battle between these two. Jacob Bowen finally clears the 6 machine.
And that'll put him into the 8th position. Well, no, it won't. Here comes John Smith back on the inside. And he finally gives way.
Yeah, just not enough momentum to carry into the corner underneath Jacob there. And looks like he's just going to fall in line for him second. But man, these two look pretty racy.
And as we see, this field is really starting to spread out. Like I said, Dylan Redding starting to get that gap between himself and Dustin Buck. Dustin was really using those tires earlier, trying to keep up with him. As you see just how spread out the field is there with the track map. Jackson Qualley slowly reeling in Dustin Buck now as they come off of 4.
And that's Dylan Redding. You know, that's an experience thing. I don't know how much experience Dustin Buck has, but we know Dylan's had some mileage under those feet and those tires. So just some experience here showing early here in Atlanta.
Yeah, they come off turn 2, same. And Dustin Buck looks like, instead of on the attack for Dylan Redding, looks like he's now driving on the defense with Jackson Qualley right behind him trying to make something happen. And as I say that, Alan Warnicki, he said he wants into the picture as well.
And I bet you Jackson kind of moves aside here if Warnicki gets a little bit too aggressive. And that's just that smart driving by Jackson as he sees he's still holding his higher line entry, a little bit lower off. And man, Warnicki letting it hang out. He gets into the wall. Ooh, that's going to cost him.
Great save there by Warnicki. Yeah, he tried just a little too hard to get to Jackson's back bumper. That put him into the wall. So that'll give that breathing room that Jackson's been wanting as they come off of 4. Dustin Buck is slowly reeling in our leader, Dylan Redding, now too.
Yeah, now we're looking at the 08 machine of Jason Duckworth as he comes up on that 4 Kodak machine at Colton. I'm sorry, man, I can't even. Yeah, Colton Kinsey. I was right the first 3 times.
I'm starting to get word here. Yes, I'm building evidence. That's what I'm doing. That Will Cloud was the driver we saw. He started in the 7th position, now back to 17th. And he is a really good driver, and so I'm not used to seeing him that far back. It was a red car. He usually drives a red car. The evidence is just building that was him. I'm not sure what happened earlier, but we got a great battle with the 4 and 09 right here.
Yep, as the 08 of Jason Duckworth finally clears by the 4 machine of Colton Kinsey. And actually Nicholas Ford underneath Colton Kinsey behind him now too as well. Nick Ford's going to clear. Colton Kinsey driving a smart race, knowing these guys had runs, going to let him by and see what he can do as a crossover here, I bet.
Speaking of having runs, Dustin Buck up front right here has not only caught Dylan Redding, but tried to get it beside him a couple of times, and that has brought Jackson Qualley right back to their back bumper. And so I see a three-way battle for the lead shaping up right now.
For sure. Dustin Buck getting a really good run at Dylan Redding here on entry. Starting to really put a little bit of pressure on. We'll see what Dylan does with it now later in this run. Not late, but 16 laps in, starting to feel a little bit pushy, I bet, these guys.
Yeah, and that's one thing I haven't considered. We see Dylan Redding there has to go high. I think he's just gotten so tight. That's one thing I haven't considered. We talked about Dustin running his tires, but what about Dylan? He jumped out to a big lead. Maybe he wasn't conserving as much as we thought he was, as Dustin Buck takes another look going down into turn 3.
A driver on the move in that 12th position, now up 22 positions, is Brandon White. These three at the front better stop messing around. He might catch him. Jackson Qualley looking on the outside of Dustin Buck.
Contact.
Now. Ooh. Oh, man, that messed up the left front of Jackson bad.
Yeah, look, just like a little too much excitement there. As Dustin pulls a little side draft on Dylan Redding, gets a great run down into turn 3. Jackson just trying to hold steady there. He pulls a slide job right here. Dylan going to try to cross over as they come out of 4, but it's not going to work this time.
Man, that didn't really hurt Jackson's speed, but he's got some serious left front damage. Maybe it opened it up a little bit, a little air to the engine, because he looks fast.
Yeah, Dylan got a really bad run into that turn. It's going to send Jackson by him. Now he's side by side with Alan Warnicki, just trying to hold that 4th spot, or 3rd spot, excuse me.
Yeah, he's still under fire now from Warnicki. Warnicki's exercising a little bit of patience, but man, Dylan, one little mistake cost you 2 positions there, and they're about to pass a lap car here on the outside. It's like, couldn't tell what number that was. 19 machine, a Max McClure.
Yeah, we've seen Max had troubles in this league before, so not too surprising. Got Alan Warnicki now trying to complete that pass on Dylan Redding. He started 4 laps ago, and it looks like he may this time be clear. Going to slide up in front of him off of 4, and he is clear. Speaking of clear, there's Jackson Qualley trying to get clear of Dustin Buck. Doesn't know if he's going to make it happen on the backstretch this time, but he's definitely going to have a good run off of turn 2. He's there. He takes it low. Let's see what he can do in the turn 3.
I don't know. Did you see that Magic Bondo, the little robots they sent out to fix that left front? It's all pretty now. Okay. Jackson to the lead.
I'm talking about a slide job and a half there from Jackson Qualley.
Crossover by Dustin Buck, 68 to
more
the inside.
Contact.
Wow.
My goodness, Dustin Buck and Jackson Qualley putting on the best show of the night right here on lap 20. They just completed lap 20 actually on lap 21 now. 40 laps to go. Not even halfway, and these guys are going at it as he goes low. I thought he was going to try to make it stick again. He does. He's there. And it looks like Jackson will lead this lap. Wow, by 1/100th of a second.
Let's see what he can do now with Warnicki kind of giving some help here, keeping Dustin Buck off of him. But wow, real close race in there.
And remember, with these ARCA cars, it doesn't take much. All it takes is a little tap to send you around.
Yeah, they're loose as can be as it is, and any help will definitely turn them around. But now, this is what Jackson wants to see.
Yeah, Dustin Buck struggling on that high line. He's got Alan Warnicki right there, and Dylan Redding right there in the mix as well. As it looks like Jackson just taking off right now as these 3 battle for second.
As they pass another lapped machine. Down the backstretch they go. Jackson Qualley now with a comfortable lead as Warnicki looking underneath Buck. What a move, aggressive.
Very aggressive, but I think Jackson Qualley's looking back in his mirror and loving what he's seeing right now. We
He
can make
loves
more
that for
contact.
sure.
Oh, there they
They're both
go.
in the wall.
No
We're gonna
caution
stay
yet,
green
as long as
though.
they
We're
can
gonna
keep it up
stay
there.
green.
Wow. And Dustin trying to make a caution come out now. He was swerving back and forth. Doesn't look like it's going to happen for him, and that will ruin his chances of having a good run here, it looks like.
He's looking for pit road now. Could probably make it to the end if he can get himself to pit road.
Yeah, we saw Dustin. It seemed
time
like every time
for-
somebody would pass him.
Good time for a reset and fuel and some tires. I mean, that's your only chance, I think. See if he hits pit
You
road.
might as well.
But
Actually,
Jackson
might turn out-
Qualley just steps out. He gone.
Bucks in the
This might not turn out too bad for Dustin. You're right. He will get tires. He will get fuel. He'll be ready to go for the rest of the race. If these cars stay out here too much longer, he'll be able to catch them just on newer tires.
Yep. And he's on pit road. Jackson Qualley still leading this thing. Dylan Redding in that second spot. Second, 1.76 seconds back from Jackson though.
Yeah, we saw every time somebody tried to get by Dustin, it looked like he made contact there with him. Made contact with Jackson and then Dylan, and Warnicki finally finished it off there. Warnicki still in the 5th position. He made it a whole lot better than Dustin did off of that wreck. So he's hanging out tough there in that 5th position. I can't imagine that helped the car though.
I wouldn't imagine so. TJ Floyd now underneath. That's the 70. I can't see the number.
74
crazy
Brian
numbers.
Murrell.
74 Brian Merle.
Yeah, that's for 11th position. Dustin, well, he's still having struggles on pit road.
We got a blown up car coming off pit road right now. Down the back stretch, he just blew his engine on the inside line there on the apron. If you saw that puff of smoke in the broadcast. TJ Floyd clear of Brett Merle now. Jackson Qualley still leading, but Dylan Redding's actually closing the gap. He's closed 0.2 of a second already onto Jackson. So Dylan's found some speed here late in this run. A lot of side-by-side action around the track. Got some guys on newer tires too, Dustin. So we might see some huge difference in speed here for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just kind of interested if we can go to Dustin Bucks. He finally is coming off pit road. He took a long time on pit road there. I'm not sure what was all happening. But I think if we watch his camera here, yep, there he goes. Oh, I thought he was going around there. I think he's trying to cause a caution to get back in this thing. There he gets loose. I may be speculating too much. I don't know. Oh, here he goes off track. Not sure what's going on with Dustin Buck here.
Yeah, it looks like he might need to go park it. He's having some serious issues. He might have got black flag for speed in there, Dustin.
We do have a spinner on the front stretch there.
He is stopped on the inside. No caution yet. Zachary Cox is around.
Still no caution. He does get it back together.
There we go.
Wreck on the back stretch, and that will bring out a caution flag.
Looks like Michael Lawrence with some issues.
And this race got real crazy real quick. So we'll bring up that records replay for you. Take a look at what happened here. Well, again, we're getting that up for you as we look at the top 5 right now. We have Jackson Qualley leading this race, Dylan Redding in second, Jeff Hinkle in third, John Smith in fourth, and Jacob Bowen in fifth as we have this replay for you.
Looking at Michael
And we'll get that going for you.
All right, we got Michael Lawrence coming into your picture here. And wow, just drives into the door of the, what is that, the 18? Yeah, just drove into the door of the 18 up into the outside wall.
And the 18 had really bad luck last week, and it looks like it continues again this week. As you can't go much higher, there's a wall up there.
Well, the 18 was on the bottom. It looked like the 47 came off the wall, came kind of like into his door there. Let's watch it again from this chase view. And if you just watch that seam, I don't know if he's coming off a pit road or what's going on here, but
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He definitely comes down. Clips the 18 there. Yeah, that was, man, I'm telling you, this race has took a crazy, chaotic turn here. We had a bunch of wrecks that didn't cause a caution, and then this that I just don't understand. It looks like he was coming off pit road, so he does come high. Just trying to figure out what the 47 might have been thinking here.
I think there might have been a little bit of net code first. Maybe that got the 47 loose. I'm not sure there. 18 into the outside wall. It's kind of hard to say, honestly.
Yeah, I will say if I'm the 18 position, you know, if I'm coming back on the track, I want to make sure I'm giving extra room to the drivers that are passing me. But
sure.
in that case, it looked like he gave enough room at least. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Like you said, some net code possible.
All right. So let's re-rack them, restack them. And we're going to be going green, I think, with about, 35 laps to go?
Yeah,
and
we'll probably have less than that.
Yeah.
Looking on my ticker, we will have 30 laps to go when they restart. 30 exactly. As you have Jackson Qualley, that's his dad pictured right there on your screen. Dean is his dad. Second, Jeff Hinkle. Third is Dylan Redding, that 11 machine. Alan Warnicki in fourth. And John Smith in that 6 machine, paying tribute to Mark Martin, I assume. Rounding out your top 5.
In 6, you got Jacob Bowen from Reno, Nevada. We saw him making some good passes. The 09 of Michael White's going to be 7th. In the 8th spot, we got Logan Hagerman in the 27 machine. 9th, TJ Floyd, and rounding off your top 10 is going to be Nicholas Ford.
Yeah, and one driver I do want to call out, as we'll eventually get to him, about 2 cars away now, is that 71 of Gregory Froenick. He has really impressed me tonight. He started off 21st. I know I've watched him here and there a few times, and he's always kept it clean, but he's made his way up to the 15th spot. Derek Chaput right in front of him, he started 33rd and up to 14th. So, like we said earlier about Brandon White, watch out, because these drivers that may have started a little further in the back, they're making their way to the front. It's hard not to be impressed with Jackson Qualley, though. I mean,
what
11 years
old. What a
old.
run so far. We'll see if he can close this one out. As we're about to go green flag race, they come down the backstretch, entering into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Jackson still had a little bit of left front damage. I don't know if that's going to cost him here early in this run. We'll see. I'm also interested to see if he took tires there. I didn't get to see the pit stop, so I'm not sure. That'll be a telltale sign as well as to what's to come here. I would imagine he took tires, though.
Yeah, I would imagine. Probably can make it the rest of the way on fuel, so probably so. Just want a quick update before we do go back green. Dustin Buck now 4 laps down, but Jackson Qualley gets into the gas. He gets a great restart on these guys, and they'll go down in turn 1. He'll have a pretty lead to say the least. Dylan Redding right there behind him on that low side, trying to
Oh,
make it work. Oh, whoo, that was close there, Joe.
I saw him wash up. I thought he was over with it. And you know what? Jackson Qualley, if he's racing this thing smart, he saw what Dylan Redding did earlier, and he should just wait. And now we have another caution.
Yeah, we had a big wreck back here in the back. About 3 or 4, maybe even more cars involved. But like you said, Jackson Qualley, man, he's really holding his own out here tonight. You got that Rico Drew play on your screen. We'll go back and take a look at exactly what happened here.
Cautions breeding cautions. We'll see what happens, but oh, the 18 just gets a little bit too close to that outside wall.
And how many times have we seen that where somebody get in the wall and overcorrect and just took out? Can't see who that is there.
That was
Looks
Brian
like maybe
Merle
Brian
Jr.
Merle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the 47 of Michael Lawrence as well.
Ooh, that car just snuck through there.
There goes Dustin Buck skating through as well. Man, I love the pieces flying off these ARCA cars. Pretty cool stuff.
Wish they would.
Brian Murrell just came over the radio and said his night is done. So
I would imagine that
I don't know
18 is done as well. Looked pretty bad to me. And maybe even Michael Lawrence, because wasn't he involved in that first one as well?
Yeah, that's right. He was.
So we'll see if those guys can get those machines fixed up. Doesn't look like it. They all look pretty beat up after that pretty serious wreck there.
Brian Mural is your.
Yeah, now showing David Wright and Brian Murrell Jr. both 2 laps down. As we only have 24 cars still on the lead lap. We got about 25 laps to go.
And that's a tough break for Merle Jr. as he was our points leader going in. And I think Jackson Qualley hit pit road here, it looks like. And he might have not got tires on that last one.
Ooh, very interesting. Well, I don't think he had enough time to feel the pressure there. That wasn't even a half a lap. He must have felt something, though, like you said, that encouraged him to go all those positions back.
That's a scary position to be in. We know Michael White last week keeping it out front was probably, or maybe it was Brandon White. Who was it? Michael or Brandon?
Brandon, yep.
I just got a notification that TJ Floyd has crashed. I'm not sure what is happening back there in the back of the field. Looks like he might have just hit some debris or something. What was that all about? Or maybe blinking out?
Yeah, I'm trying to look on my end. I don't see anything.
Fallen.
All right.
Anyways, there he is, blinking in and out like you said.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what's going on. And he came in so hard and fast from his blink it made him crash. All right. Dylan Redding, our new
listening
leader.
to this broadcast or to this race control, and it's pretty hilarious. They're having a good time with TJ out there blinking. Oh, so Jackson, like you said, Joe, pitted. That gives Dylan Redding the lead. He will have control of this restart. Jeff Hinkle right there in that 23 on the outside line. Alan Warnicki in 3rd. And John Smith in that 6th will start row number 2. So is it go time now? You wait a little bit, save tires.
Man, I think it's still too long to go for it. I mean, if you're Jackson Qualley, you got no choice but to go for it being that far back. So
the only thing I can think of is maybe Jackson was on fuel strategy or something. You see TJ Floyd down there just continuing to blink.
Yeah, just that's what happens when you borrow your neighbor's internet to get iRacing going. All right, Dylan Redding leads us to the green. I mean, Jeff Hinkle on the outside, Alan Warnicki third. Let's see what these guys can do here. They're all on pretty fresh stuff. Jackson Qualley is going to be restarting. Man, I don't even see him in the top 20.
Yeah, he's 21st right now on the board. And we are green flag back with 24 laps to go this time by.
It's a dangerous place to be back there, Mr. Jackson Qualley. Good luck. Dylan Redding out to a decent jump here at the beginning of this run. Warnicki's going to fall in line. Look at that swarm behind him. They're all looking for some speed and some position.
Now, if you remember, Dylan had a good run about the middle ways of that first little stage there. But then he slowly faded away. And so I'm looking, don't burn those tires down. It feels good out there leading, but don't burn them down.
Yeah, you drive the wheel that right front off, it's going to be bad juju. Brandon White up 24 positions, now into the 10th spot.
Wreck on the back stretch right now.
Looks like
Dustin
Chris
Buck
Wheeler,
involved heavily.
Jackson Qualley's in it. Mike Rentz. Caution is out.
Yeah, bunch of these cars. You know who made it through? TJ Floyd made it through this wreck.
I wonder if he's the one that caused it.
Maybe.
Blinking for days.
We'll get that wreckage replay up for you. We'll take a look at exactly what happened. We'll break it down for you. It all started right here as we look at the 22 of Chris Wheeler. And we'll get this going. Zachary Coxon's 51 right behind him.
Got one in the wall already, so these guys are going to be checking up. About to be 3 wide here. Looks like Pro Vault
did exactly what David did.
Yep, Nicholas Ford off the outside wall into the side of Wheeler, the 22. That's going to hit him in the outside, while Pro Vault's going to catch the right front and mess up his car.
And
the 66 of Sylvan. Sylvan nowhere to go. The 08 gets through.
And you'll watch Dustin Buck. Here he comes through.
Lord. Oh, gosh.
Oh, there's another one. I didn't see that one.
And another one.
And another one. Playing pinball out here tonight.
TJ Floyd through the middle. Wait, can we go on board with Jackson Qualley here during this wreck real quick?
Yeah, show us exactly why you do not want to be in the middle of the field. Here's why. Is this Jackson right here we're watching?
Yeah.
Yep. See all that gaggle in front of him? Never a good feeling when you start seeing smoke like this and cars sideways.
No, you're exactly right. And he did what I usually do, is turn left and pray. And
it looks like it's going all right now. Oh, looks like somebody gave him something from behind.
I think that was Dustin Buck that ran into it from behind. I'd have to see it from a different angle to confirm that, but I think that was the 68 of Dustin Buck. Yeah, there he is. Just did not let off there, it looks like. He gets tagged from behind. Man. A whole lot of chain reaction going on.
That's like a ping pong action. Look at the hood flying down the backstretch. The 20 coming through. Yikes.
You got to think, I mean, these cars back here were at least a half a mile behind when it first started. When Nick first got in the wall up there, they were at least a half a mile behind. But still, that chain reaction, like we talked about, that ping pong effect, man, it hits hard.
So if Jackson did not use his reset, he'll be using it now. That's for sure.
I'm just thinking about tires.
Max McClure.
I'm thinking about tires for Jackson. You know, it's not good on the tires slide sideways like he was. And they just came and got new tires, so
They
who
still
knows
got
what
some.
he'll
They
look like.
still got some life in them. They might be flat spotted. It might sound like somebody flopping a flapjack over and over again, but he'll be all right. Dylan Redding's going to lead us back to the green flag here with Warnicki still second, Hinkle third, and Jacob Bowen fourth. Michael White fifth. Brandon White, watch out for him, all the way up to the 8th position of 26 spots. Man, that guy's on a rail, dodging all the
Oh yeah,
craziness.
we saw him last week how good he was when he finally got out front. Nobody could touch him. And tonight, if he could all but get there, I think he could. I think he could make it stick again the way he's came up through this field. Michael Provault, he started 26. He's up to 11. So big mover for him as well.
Was he not just in that wreck? I swear he just hit
I was
somebody.
sitting, as I said that, I didn't know. I was like, man, wasn't he in that? But he must have not pitted. He's showing the 11th spot right now.
And maybe that crazy right front tire just went right back to where it was. Like sometimes on these
happens.
ARCA cars it does that. They need to fix that. And they said in the last notes they had fixed it in iRacing, but they were wrong.
No, it still does it. As we restart here, we'll have 21 laps to go. Dylan Redding still showing as your leader. He'll control this restart. Alan Warnicki on the outside trying to stay with him. And then, of course, Jeff Hinkle on that 23. Man, Jeff has been there all race, but just not been able to get it out front. I think now's go time for him. It is go time for Dylan Redding. He will take that green flag. It's a good jump on Warnicki. Maybe not as good as he would like, but he's out
Wasn't
there.
as good as that last one. That last one was way better because he got the red and white car of Hinkle upside of him. Now they're single file. So the last restart was a little bit better for Dylan. Dylan's still checking out here. We'll see if he runs that right front off.
We've got mass chaos near the back of the pack. They're 3 wide. There goes Dustin Buck into the wall again, and he's around almost upside down.
And the caution's out again.
Back out. I
Dustin
think that
Buck is having a whale of a race.
I wasn't watching the whole time, but I think they may have some payback there. But either way, we'll get that record replay up for you, and we'll break it down and see what happened here. As you can see, you'll pull up on your screen, they're already 4 wide. That's not a good thing. Something has already happened at this point. You can see how slow they are. And Dustin just comes up through there and doesn't turn high, just stays into it.
Wow. Did Jackson hang on to that? He does too. Man, that's going to be a tough break. Oh, and the 18 again. Can't buy a bucket tonight. Yet again, 2 weeks in a row.
And there's where Dustin almost went upside down there. And I will say, Dean Qualley has done came on the radio. This is Jackson's dad, came on the radio and making himself known that he's not happy. And we have some back and forth from him and Dustin. Really, tempers are flaring here at Hot Atlanta.
It's getting hot. I like it.
Let's just say this. We could not broadcast some of the words that were just said.
Yep, that's racing at Hot Atlanta. We got some really
Dustin Buck
not happy people.
I just wanted to make it clear that Dustin Buck has disconnected. He is off the track. Will not return to this race tonight, which is probably in our best interest, as I don't know what happened there, but it seemed to be intentional, at least because of the arguing.
From my standpoint, it looked pretty legitimately intentional. So, see that 18 car in the bottom of your screen limping on the pit road. Dylan Redding still out front.
Yeah, and he's been steady Eddie out there tonight. He's had to come into racing with, well, 2 that we just saw in battle there, Jackson Qualley and Dustin Buck there. They've both been up front tonight, and so it's a shame that they've been getting into it. Jackson Qualley all the way back in 21st now. But Alan Warnicki, he's wanting Dylan Redding. Jeff Hinkle's wanting that top spot from him as well. Jacob Bowen has made his way into the 4th spot. That's the highest we've seen him.
Just some wild stuff happened in the back, and I knew when Jackson went back there, it was going to be a tough, tall order to get back to the front.
Yeah, and I don't, for the life of me, I can't think of why he didn't pit or why he didn't get tires when everybody else did. Maybe he's just trying to save it for a last-minute run. But either way, back in 21st, he still has a chance if he can get through this chaos that he's been trying to get through. As we take you a look through the field here.
Will Cloud surviving that early lap down that he went. We saw him in the wall.
He must have got a reset and made his way back up there.
Derek Chaput still in the game. Colton Kinsey letting everybody crash in front of him. Michael Smith in the 10. Jason Duckworth in that 08. We saw some speed from him early on. TJ looks like he figured out how to borrow the other neighbor's internet.
Gregory Froenick also, he's up to 11th there. Like I said earlier, he's just slowly making his way further and further to the front, trying to at least get a top 10, if not maybe a top 5. As they double file on the backstretch, we will restart this time. And again, it is on the leader, so he can jump. As soon as that pace car ducks down there, he can jump out front. And we'll see if he does that this time better than he did last time, as you mentioned.
As they come out of turn 4, they're going to take the green flag here. Pace car dips off. Dylan Redding to the point, and he's out. This time the 23 of Hinkle gets a decent jump. Let's see if he can get under Warnicki into the corner.
Well, Warnicki's right there. He's looking to make it high, wide, and handsome going into turn 1. If he can make it stick, and it doesn't look like he can right now, Dylan Redding's going to have that lead. He might pull the crossover on the backstretch there.
A little wiggle from Hinkle. That's going to give Jacob Bowen a shot here. Jacob looking outside now. Michael White looking underneath of Jacob Bowen with some pressure from the 27 machine of Logan Hagerman as well. Big stack up behind those guys. See what happens here. A little bit 3 wide at one point there.
Jacob making it happen right now on the high side. He's up top of Hinkle. He's going to have to run coming off of turn 2. Put Jacob Bowen if he can clear him here in the 3rd spot.
Early on with new tires, it's possible to make that thing happen. You can stay in the gas just a little bit longer than those guys on the inside line. So
we're coming down to seven laps to go this time. I mean, it's go time. There is no more waiting and saving tires. 7 laps to go. It's time to go. Jacob trying his best to do what he can out there. Is that really stacking up the field behind him? They're really showing pressure right now from Brandon White.
Yeah, Hinkle and Bowen really stacking up those guys behind him as they race each other here for position. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I thought they had made contact there, but Jacob just drove it really hard down in turn 3. And it's going to cost him there on the front straightaway.
I don't know, he's coming back. Look at him go hard into the corner. He's going to push up high, though. It's going to cost him off the corner here. It might be in the wall. One in the wall. That's Michael White, the 09.
Yeah, Jacob had to let off. Had to let Hinkle and Brandon White by. Now there's a wreck in 3. Might be a caution. Looks like everybody's going to save it.
Still on Jacob Bowen here is, man, these 6 or 7 guys are racing the crap out of each other. Oh!
Caution is already out. I don't know what they're wrecking each other now for.
Whoa!
Oh, there he goes around.
Oh, right
and he
in
collects
front of
another car.
right in front of Will Cloud. Just talked about Will having a little comeback.
As you can imagine, some drivers not too happy on the radio right now. The caution had been out for at least 3 seconds there, and then we saw cars starting to get sideways. I don't know.
And I don't know what's happening, Dustin. 30 laps of great racing, then the things have just gone off the rails.
Well, I think some drivers maybe up front were trying to slow down, and the drivers behind them were not. That's the only thing I can think of as we go back and take a look at what started this caution.
And that's Michael White you see there on the outside line. He was in the wall in the corner. Let's see what happens as they come off the turn.
Could it be that he was trying to get off the wall and gets into another car? We've seen that twice already tonight. There he's up on the wall, comes down, and it's the same exact thing.
Bad timing.
Same exact thing. There is something about this Atlanta wall that is just not letting these drivers go.
I think it's a little bit to do with the damage model that these cars have too. That your steering goes away for a little bit when you hit the wall. Looks like everybody else gets through pretty well. We'll see if it continues that way.
Well, you see 3 wide behind them
one
there.
spinning behind them on the apron.
One up in the wall, that yellow car.
That's still at 47. I think it was 47.
Yeah, I'm not sure what caused the caution here unless somebody got into him.
And then there's the part. Yeah, this is the part with Warnicki when they get the caution comes out right about here.
Yeah, the caution was coming out here. Warnicki looks like he slows down, like he said. And
yeah, you can see the flash. He's lifting out of the throttle off the corner, and Brandon White just doesn't know what's happening.
It looks like he saves it here for a second, but then he gets loose again there, you see. It's gone at that point. And
I thought he had it saved too.
23 of Hinkle. Boy, you better change his underwear.
The 5 machine, boom. T-bones the 72.
Well, in the 72's defense, that's what you want to do. You want to spin down to the inside. You're just not expecting cars to be down there as low as he was. So tough break there. As we look back at the front, Dylan Redding is still your leader. Brandon White, after taking out second place there, he's showing second. Jeff Hinkle in at third position. Fourth, Logan Hagerman, and Jacob Bowen finally gets to collect his breath after losing all those positions there on the previous restart, and he will restart fifth. As we will have our first attempt, it looks like, at a green-white checker this time. Well, not this time but when they restart.
I don't want to jinx him, but Jackson Qualley's up to 17th in the 17 machine. And with Merle at the back of the field already, he's got a couple positions to pick up here to help him with the point situation and maintain that lead.
I know Dylan Redding's already got a win on the season. Brandon White, our top 2, already have wins, so they've got to be up there in points.
Based on the racing we've seen from the top 2 tonight, they ain't gonna let each other have it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, especially if you're Dylan, you've led almost this entire race. You're not wanting to give it up on a green-white checker to somebody who's started 34th,
Yep. We'll see how it goes here coming to the green flag.
And now's when you start, especially if you're Dylan, because Brandon's been coming this whole time. He's there. You have to defend it. Yeah, he's getting more nervous as we get closer and closer to this restart. Jeff Hinkle just hoping, like you said, they get together and he drives on by them. And
Man,
Logan Hagerman,
I'll tell you what,
go
Dustin,
ahead.
I'd rather be in that second position. I'm the second position guy with one to go. I want to be that second car. I want to be able to send it right into the door. We'll see what Brandon White has for Dylan Redding here, though.
Well, I just put that in my old memory bank if you're ever behind me on the last lap. Restarts on Dylan Redding. He gasses it and goes, but Brandon gets a great restart. He'll stay right beside him there, maybe just a little bit behind him. Yeah, he will tuck him behind him here as they head down into 1.
Tell you what, he's going to drive this thing into 3 and 4 like you've never seen somebody drive a car into 3 and 4. Oh, we got a wreck.
We got a wreck. Never in my life have I ever saw a car turn the wrong way and it end up good in front of other cars. Wreckage replay is out. Dylan Redding is going to have to do it again here.
That's a pretty wild wreck, too, there. Greg Froelich and Sylvan Seguin.
I had Jinx Greg Froelich. He had made his way all the way up to the 7th position. I've talked about him a lot tonight. Let's look back at it. And he just came over the radio and said that was his fault indeed. So kudos for him for that class act. We'll get this ready for you. And we'll look at exactly what happened here off this restart.
Everything's looking pretty good. Looks like he's sliding a little bit there out of that tri-oval or quad oval, whatever you want to call it. Will Cloud starting to look under in the 5.
We actually don't have footage right now on our broadcast. It's still showing records replay right now on the broadcast. There we go.
There we go. So Will Cloud gets into the side of the 71. It looks like Will just gets a little tight through the center of the corner here, up into the side end. A little bit of coming down by the 71 as well. So it's kind of a racing deal. 51 into the back of the 5. Everybody into the wall. And then he just gets worse. Michael Proval. Oh, look at that ride the 71 goes for. Jackson Qualley skates through. He's going to have some more shots at this thing. Oh, wait. Skating through. Wow, the 66th second time tonight we've seen him do that. Get caught up in somebody else's wreck.
Like you said, Jackson Qualley went from 17th to 13th in that one lap there. So he's got some speed for sure. If he can get maybe one more, he can get up to maybe a top 10, top 5.
Well, I mean, that was 4 cars wrecked in front of him, Dustin. So there's your 4 spots. We'll see, though. We'll see.
I'm saying if that keeps happening.
And given the way that the last 30 laps have gone, I would say we're probably in for a really good chances of another green-white checker after this one. So.
Well, this is attempt number 2 we're coming up on. And so if the caution comes out before we take the white flag, we'll line it up and do it one last time. If not, then we will finish this race. If they take the yellow or the white, we'll finish it no matter what happens after that. And they are getting double file. The pace car lights are still on, though, so we may not go back green this time. Just watching these cars slowly pace around Atlanta Motor Speedway for the HOTLANTA 90. And there goes the pace car lights. So we are Yeah, I know, right? 1 lap to green flag racing. That seemed like a extra long caution there. But maybe that wait is worth it. Here as we come down to green white checkered attempt number 2. Dylan Redding, we'll see if he can hold off Brandon White. It only takes 2 laps to get it done. Can he do it? That's the question.
I'm going to keep my camera on Jackson Qualley. We want to see what he does here. As we watch the broadcast portion as well, I'm going to put my own camera on Jackson. We'll see if he can what he can do. If he starts making moves, I'll let you guys know for sure. As we watch Dylan Redding come down the backstretch, Brandon White on the outside, the first 2 race winners. It's going to be a whale of a race right here.
I'm not taking my eyes off of this leader. I'm wanting to see if he can hold off Brandon or not. As here we go, pace car is going to duck on off, and again, it is on Dylan Redding. He can go at any time. He does not have to wait for the green flag. He can make the green flag here. Let's see what he does. And he's off. He spins the tires ever so slightly, but he gets a great run on Brandon.
Oh, they're wrecking.
White. Oh, we got caution right back. 6 is involved. I saw that. Oh, a bunch of cars involved.
Never guess who made it through it.
Bowen called out that it was on him. No. Didn't I call that?
He's up to the 7th spot. Jackson Qualley leapfrog 7 people there.
If somebody is betting tonight, I want half of your money because I called that completely. Oh, let's go back and take a look. Jacob Bowen called it out pretty quickly there. I'm assuming it's tire spin. Let's take a look from above. And you'll see there it gets ready to go green. And I expect that car just to turn sideways. It does into the 6. Takes out John Smith there with him. Colton Kinsey's involved. And then watch them just pile in here. Oh, took a ride right there into TJ Floyd.
There goes Jackson. Vroom, vroom. 05 gets into him. Man, they're scattering around. Uh-oh. That's the stands. This race has gone from race of strategy to race of serious survival at this point.
Well, it's crazy. We went, the first 40 laps without a single. Well, we had 1 caution, and then we've had a record-setting 7 cautions in the past 4 laps, it seems like. Oh,
we're gonna roll this back. We're gonna roll this back to Jackson Qualley going in car cam. We'll see if he makes it through it. Well, I'm sorry. We'll see how he makes it through it. Let's put it that way.
Here he goes.
He's got a big gap.
How to avoid the chaos, 101.
Yeah, give yourself a gap. To the guys in front of you, knowing they're on old tires. It looks like they're all going. Well, some of them anyways, everybody but Jacob Bowen, who's going to go right. Or guess left, I guess, in front of everybody. Michael White hooked it left. Everybody's spinning. Cars are up in the air. Cars are crossing in front of him. A little bit of grass, never hurt nobody. A little mow.
It hurt Dale Jr. that one time, but other than that, he usually don't hurt. And he makes it through there. I'll tell you what, give him props there. Usually, when you get into the grass and you transition back to the asphalt, your natural inclination is to gas it and go. But if you do that too much, you will get sideways.
In slow mo too, so we're gonna watch it real.
Doing that.
Here we go, full speed.
And man, if he can have something else like that happen.
And they're ripping. Oh gosh. Man, that's a Matt Knight's pucker moment if I ever seen one.
Oh, they were ripping for sure. Mm-mm.
All right. Well, one more time.
One
Green,
more
white,
time.
checkered. We'll see what happens. As they double file up for the final green, white, checker attempt.
All right, Dylan Redding right now again, gonna try to keep it out front as they do the restart next time by. This will be our last green white checkered attempt. So, break it down for you viewers one more time. If they get the yellow before they take the white flag, the race will be over at that point. Whoever's out in front will be your winner tonight. If they get the white flag, then they will race around no matter what happens. They will race around to get the checkered under green. It doesn't matter if one car's wrecking or half the field's wrecking. They take the white flag, it is over. Meaning they'll race it back to the line.
And don't count out Hinkle or Hagerman or Floyd or Cox or McClure or Quali either. If something happens in front of them here after the white flag, you never know who can take this thing home.
I'm telling you what, I'm like you said, watching Jackson. He's right there in that 7th position, or I guess 8th position. It's up
Yeah,
on the
Max
high
is
line
in
there.
7th. Yeah. And here we go.
Here
Dylan
they come
Redding.
off a 4.
2 times around, Dylan. Little spin of the tires for Dylan. Able to hook it up. Brandon White.
But he gets a great restart in turn 1. Logan Hagerman pushing for 2nd, right underneath Brandon White. But I think Brandon's going to have the run on this high line here. No, Hagerman blocks him off.
They're racing for 2nd. Dylan Redding off to the races at the front right now. Brandon White's going to have a heck of a run right here. Dustin, we'll see if he can make something happen on this last lap. Hagerman back underneath, though.
He's got all the momentum going down in turn 1. I don't know if he can do it because Hagerman's right there. I don't know. He gives a lot of gas. Dylan Redding got a little loose in turn 1. Michael White's got all the momentum coming off of 2.
We're going to have a wild finish as these guys come out of 3 and 4. Hagerman's blocking from behind. Nothing for Dylan Redding. Brandon White's got nothing for him. I don't know. He's going to have to send it. It ain't going to work,
He
though.
sent it, but it didn't stick.
Yeah, Dylan Redding's going to win at Atlanta 90.
That's his 2nd win of the season. He won at Daytona. Backs it up here for a lot of those people that may have thought it was just a Daytona fluke. No, Dylan Redding is the real deal. Take home his 2nd win out of 3 races here in the iOS ARCA series. And, man, he is putting on a tear here in the ARCA series.
I'll tell you what, Quali came home 5th, I'm pretty sure.
Top 5. That is crazy after all that we saw him go through tonight.
Let me double check that. Yep, he came home 5th. Hinkle 4th, Logan Hagerman 3rd, Brandon White 2nd, and Dylan Redding your winner as he burns it down on the front stretch of Atlanta.
Oh, he's doing a good burnout. He got some practice at Daytona, it looks like.
And as we look at the rest of the field, coming home 6th is Zachary Cox, TJ Floyd 7th, Max McClure 8th, Brett Merle's going to come home 9th, John Smith, after some adversity early, is going to finish in the top 10 in the 10th spot.
Yeah, and as we watch Dylan continue to burn it down there, you see the rest of the results coming through your screen. I want to bring in Logan Hagerman, our 3rd place finisher tonight. Logan, this is Dustin and Joe in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you guys.
Logan, man, we saw a bunch of moving and shaking through that whole race. How did you end up in third?
Those cautions at the end really helped me. I really sucked on the long runs. The setup was just really tight so I was kind of worried about the long runs. So I was glad I got the cautions at the end. I restarted like 9th with like 40 to go, and I managed to make my way up to third.
Yeah, we saw you up there in the front pretty early on, kind of racing for that 3rd and 4th spot early on. You think you only had about a 3rd or 4th car all night?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, fair enough, Logan. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out tonight since you had such a good run?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my brother Riley and his girlfriend Nikki. They've been watching in every week.
Well, awesome. I appreciate them. And keep tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you back in the booth here sometime soon, Logan.
Awesome. Nice talking to you guys.
Nice talking to you as well. And we'll see if we can get our second place finisher, Brandon White, as he made his way all the way through the field there and almost took it home, Joe.
Plus 32 positions, Dustin. Brandon White, it's Joe and Dustin in the booth. You got us?
Hello?
Yeah, Brandon, you got us?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, I think someone was out at my truck.
No worries. So, hey, so you came home second. Did you have anything for Brandon if Logan wasn't hassling you there in the last couple laps?
If I had something for myself, I don't know, man. You mean Dylan?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Yeah, I think if we had a few more laps, I felt like my tires were a little more fresh. But yeah, Logan was hassling me just a little bit. It was fun, but him and I had a good little battle, and it made the race a little better. But I want to apologize, Alan. I don't know how to stop that car that fast, but I know he's a little upset with me and everything. But like, I don't know what you guys saw, but I tried to stop, but I just didn't expect him to shut it down so fast. So I just want to apologize to him on the broadcast and everything, since he's probably watching or something. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it looked like from our view, just from our vantage point, you can go back and look at it. It looked like maybe he did cut it off, and the caution had just came out like a half a second before then. So maybe you weren't expecting him to do it that much. But what I want to know, Brandon, is did you purposely not qualify, and how did you make it through the field as clean as you did?
I did purposely not qualify, and kind of wanted to try to do what I did last week again. And yeah, that was pretty much what I wanted to do. The strategy was I wanted to pit early and try to get to the front, but I don't know how really I was going to get to the front because everyone was so even. So I just kind of played it by ear. And when that one restart happened, when everyone bottlenecked up on the bottom, I guess that was the start actually. When that happened, that helped tremendously to get by, I think 10 cars actually on the start with Gannon. And so once that happened, it kind of just set the pace for the race.
Yeah, awesome race, awesome strategy, Brandon. And man, chasing Dylan probably for this championship, as you guys now coming home first now twice for Dylan, and you got one win under your belt and 1 second here. So
yeah.
Anybody you want to thank?
A fun one. Yeah, I want to thank all the guys in the Discord, Brian, Brett, everybody. It's fun. It's just something to get away from the regular day festivities. Sometimes it gets a little heated, but it's still fun. That's about it.
All right, man. Well, you have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you again next week, at least in the top 3, maybe in that first spot.
I hope so. Have a good one, guys.
Yep.
All right. That leaves our race winner for the second time this season, Dylan Redding. Do you have a copy?
I got you. I'll 10-4.
All right. This is Joe and Dustin. Man, talk us through not only how you got the lead, but how you kept the lead all the way through the race, and even with Brandon White pressuring you there at the end.
Yeah, I took tires there at lap 30, and I know Jackson stayed out or didn't take tires, and I had a feeling, I have to admit, that the race was going to go just about how it did with a lot of cautions down the stretch. So I felt good about tires early and planning to stay out the rest of the race, and it ended up being a lot of restarts, and it really just came down to, taking my restart zone kind of differently each time, not letting Brandon be able to predict what I was going to do, and luckily I was able to get enough jump there on the last restart to get it to the white flag with enough space to bring it home. So happy for the win. A little bit of a messy race there at the end, but these guys are learning, and I know we're going to get there. So still looking forward to some great racing to come.
So we saw some really awesome racing early on in the race, Dylan. You jump out to an early lead, a little battle with Dustin Buck, maybe ran that right front off a little bit too much because you started to get super pushy late in the run. Is that how you felt in the car, or were you just trying to let it fade there for a second?
Yeah, I abused my tires a little bit on that first run. These ARCA cars are a little bit finicky. We ran the trucks and the Cup cars last week at Atlanta, and I kind of got used to what I could do in those cars, and then I kind of had to adjust with this ARCA car. If you're a little bit too aggressive in turn one, you'll lose the tires pretty quick. So that is what happened. But I was able to stay in the top 5 there and put myself in position for the win.
Well, Dylan, I watched you race several races, buddy. This is the most impressive race I've seen as far as just dominating a race and staying out front. So congratulations again. Let me know some people you want to shout out tonight.
Yeah, man. Definitely got to shout out Pelican Snowballs, my sponsor, my team, Carolina Sim Racing, for all the help they give me, and Dean's Eye Designs for sure, and Intensity Broadcasting, as always, for putting on a good show. I'm looking forward to keeping the wins coming.
Well, thank you, sir. Hope to talk to you next time.
Congratulations.
All right, Joe. That'll put an end to our interview section of the broadcast. Now, I want to know some final thoughts from Joe Wright himself about this race here at Atlanta.
So my final thought is, man, I thought we were going to go green flag, one pit stop, everybody, and we were going to sail it to the end. And then a little mistake causes a chain reaction of caution after caution. I couldn't have expected that. I thought maybe 1 or 2 cautions coming into it, but man, those guys put on a show for the first 30 laps, and for the last 2 laps, even after that, after those 2 green-white checkers. So I thought it was an awesome race. I had a good time tonight calling it. I think we did pretty well, Dustin. And man, you're going to be back on track tomorrow with the iOS Tuesday night Cup Series.
Yeah, we'll be at Bristol tomorrow night here on Intensity Broadcasting. Broadcast around 9:55 with the race starting at 10:05. Survival of the fastest 200 at Bristol. Hopefully we can get her done there. But man, I'm telling you what surprised me and impressed me the most tonight was Dylan Redding, and yeah, he got out there, but the fact that he was able to hold off Brandon White for 3 green-white checkers there after he made his way all the way through the field, that was very, very impressive for me.
Yeah, awesome race, awesome time, and can't wait to do it again next week as we watch them. Do we know where they're going next week?
That sounds like a good question that I should know. All right, here we go. I got it here. So next week we will be in Bristol for the Rocky Top 100.
Perfect. So Rocky Top 100 at Bristol next week, Monday night, 9:55 live. And we'll see you again tomorrow night for iRacing and Intensity Broadcasting and the iRacing Oval Series here at HOTLANTA 90. Congratulations, Dylan Redding. As Atlanta Man Weiss would say, over and out.